everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to be creating the very first video of 2025. And special thanks to Usman who left a comment for me to cover the topic of grids, and hence I'm creating this video. So just to be clear, I won't be teaching anything new in this video apart from showing how to add grids in Illustrator, Photoshop and InDesign, and using all the content that I have shared with you previously to show how we can create layouts or designs using those grids. So if this interests you, stay tuned with me. Let's get started. First of all, let's see how we can create grids in Illustrator. We first need to create a new file, then we need to right click and go to Show Grid option. Select that and we have our grids ready. Go to Illustrator, then go to Settings, select Guides and Grids, and there a panel will open up, and here you can make the settings as per your requirement to adjust your grids. For example, you can say grid line every 200 pixels, subdivisions, you need 4 subdivisions. And this is how you can increase and decrease the size of your grids. That's for Illustrator. What about Photoshop now? Again, Photoshop is simple as well. We just need to go to View, Show, Grid, and voila, you'll have your grids on the design sheet. You need to go to Photoshop again, Settings, go to Guides, Grids and Slices, and here you will have all the settings. It says grid every, so instead of inches I need pixels, and every 30 pixel, 20 pixel, whatsoever you want. You can also adjust the subdivisions like we did in Illustrator, and accordingly you can create your grid in Photoshop as well. Next up, what about InDesign? For InDesign, again right click, go to Show Document Grid this time. That's how you're going to open up the grids for your InDesign file. Go to InDesign, Preferences, Grids, and here you can adjust the settings for your grid. Horizontal grids you can adjust like what point size you want for your horizontal grids, and vertical grids, so I want it to be square, so I'm selecting 2 for the point size and 1 for the subdivisions. But you can also see there's a pink line that we can see on our screens right now. What exactly is that? You might be curious. We need to go to Layout, then select Margins and Columns, and here we can adjust those margins as you can see now. You can also use this option to add columns or create column grids for your designs. Okay, now here's the interesting part, and trust me when I said that I'm not telling you anything new in this section. Do you remember the 101 design terms every graphic designer should know video that I've created lately? And the golden ratio concept that I shared in that video. Of course you do, and this is a very common concept. Using this concept, let's see what would be the best placement for a halo in a design. That's basic, of course. But now do you remember the F patterns and the Z pattern that I shared lately in the same video? This shows how a person reads a graphic, a design, or any visual thing that comes in front of them. They move from left to right, again left to right. Now let's see how we can use this F pattern on our grids. Okay, so here's a halo and here's an icon. 1, 2, checks. Now it's time for the third thing. Let's add designers, and I'm reducing the weight of the font because it's the second level that I want. But now if you can see that we have hello designers as one unified object. So now the text would not be read as hello icon designers. It would be hello designers and then the icon. Now it's time to add the third and fourth stuff that we wanted to add. So we have 3 columns left on the left and 3 columns left on the right side. And that's how I have created this design using the grids, following the F pattern. Lastly, do you recall the rule of thirds? In this layout, I'm using the rule of thirds to design the layout for this picture or whatsoever it is. So here I just grabbed a picture. Command 7 was my shortcut to clip the image inside the box. We need to have the box above the image, and then we need to press Command 7 or Control 7 to clip it inside that shape. Okay, now you must be wondering why we are seeing grids at the back and not above the image. So we need to go back to the Illustrator option and then select Settings, Guides and Grids, and from here we just need to uncheck the Grids in Back option, and voila, we have our grids in front of the image now. Also, we are going to add welcome above the image. I'm going to use the rule of thirds for this one. So I'm not creating a grid, but you can create a grid if you are just starting up. For me, I do remember the grid, so I'm not creating any grid layout for now. But I know, like, this is the placement that would be an app placement using the rule of third grid. So that's where I'm placing welcome. Now, do you remember the video that I created on principles of design? And all the time I have been saying in that video that whichever principle you are using, just try to use an element of surprise to make your designs interesting. And that's what I'm going to do in this design over here right now. Let's make the things interact with one another. So we have welcome, we have a background image. Let's just place welcome and get done with the design using the rule of third placement. No, we need to add surprise element to this design, and that surprise element would be the interaction that we will be establishing between the image and the font that we have. So let's just create a quick shape covering the welcome text which is not overlapping with the image. We just figured out that we need to have a shape in front and something at the bottom so that we can click mask those things. So I'm going to select the shape, then the text, and Command 7 or Control 7. Voila! As you can see now, this design is ready using the rule of third and the surprise element that we have already learned in our previous videos. This design is good for a banner that you might want to create, or maybe a hero image for some website and stuff. This is good for that. But what about silent branding? Some brands, instead of having a lot of content and stuff, they go for minimalism. They just have one image that captures the essence of their brand, or maybe the idea of their campaign that they have been running, and they just place a logo. What about that? So we can use the rule of thirds again. Instead of using the intersection of lines, let's just place the logo in one of the corners, top right, top left, whatsoever, but usually we go in the bottom right corner. Why that is the case? Because we want the person to see the image first and then the company. So this is how we can play with text, but you can also play out with images. Use rule of thirds to place a certain section of the image at a certain place to direct audience attention to that particular section. Or maybe just place one image, one element, or whatsoever you want. Play around with it. But these are the basics that we can use to create aha designs for our next campaigns, social media ads, and whatnot. In case you're interested in knowing more about the grids, you can also check out my video on Swiss design where I covered the topic. I hope you liked this video. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like, share, subscribe, or leave a comment to tell me what you think. In case you want videos for any other topics, leave comments like Usman and I'll get to work. For now, bye-bye.